Hello everyone, this is Jeff from Mid-Atlantic Craps. Well, welcome back to part 4 of why I learned to play the don'ts. And in parts 1, 2, and 3, I went through an explanation of playing the light side, losing early in my craps, beginning learning how to play. And why in part 1 I explained probably way too long, 8 or 9 minutes of the 30-minute video, why it took so long for me to learn how to play the don'ts. We lost $13 in part 1, $186 in part 2 by hitting the point a couple times and a couple come out 11s. And then in part 3 we hit 2 points, a come out 11, and a come out 7, but we still came up in just 2 shooters, $253 ahead on a $300 buy-in. So real quick explanation, I started playing the lights, losing money, $300 every time I win. So I have a $300 bankroll, 200 in green, 90 in red, 10 in white, and I'm playing just a $25 pass line with odds on whatever the point becomes. Single odds so far on the 5, 6, 8, 9, more than single odds on the 4 and the 10, although we haven't had a point of 10 yet. We've had every point but 10 so far. We did hit the tall in part 3, and as I told you before, back in those days my casino had both the all tall small and the fire bet. I never understood the fire bet until one time I saw a 5 point hit on the fire bet, and that's when I learned that. My table's not set up for the fire bet. It is for the all tall small. You can see it right over there. There's my $3 for the all tall small. We're going to get right into this. Last time we had such a long roll, we only had 2 shooters. We're going to go at least 2 to 3 shooters plus, depending on how fast these roll and whether we lose money or win money. So in essence, we bought in 3 times the $300. We are $326 ahead so far. So random shooters, I'm never setting the dice. I just would, even if back in those days when I did, I would just randomly roll the dice anyway. Today it's a little different story. All right, so random roller, coming out, no hedge on that. So this is why I learned to play the don'ts. So if you're an experienced craps player, there's no need to watch this, especially if you don't agree with the don't side. This is why I learned to play the don'ts. If you're a new craps player, you don't understand the dark side or the don't side, stand by. We're into part 4. We're going to be moving into some come and some don't come progressions, I hope, through this process. I'm kind of speeding up in months-wise before I move to the dark side playing. All right, so dice are out. Just trying to establish a point, and right off the bat, we get knocked down. And this happens. And in the beginning, it really bothered me. I continued to watch several don't players. Sorry about that, guys. I don't know that I pushed the wrong button. I don't know. I started watching several don't players, and they really didn't seem to be too concerned about their don't pass. However, at times they would hedge it. At this level, I don't see the need in hedging it, although there is a claim for putting $1 on the 12 because you borrow the 12, and that's like a free pass. You're losing on the 7 and 11. Yes, that is 8 chances, and you are winning on the 2 and the 3. So the odds are different there, but once you get past the point established, you are a favorite, and you're on the house side. All right, so that's $25 down already in this first shooter on part 4. Dice are out. What'd I just tell you? You guys may not be able to see that. Let me turn the roll tracker off so that you can see that dice is laying up. That would be a 12 when it fell. Just what I was just talking about. Had I had just a measly $1 up, you probably can't see it. If I had just a measly $1 on this 12, I would have won $30. It's a free pass. It took me a long time to understand that. A very long time to understand that part. So there's a 12. Doesn't hurt us. It doesn't help us either, but it's a 12 nonetheless. My roll tracker software is doing some really weird things here. There we go. All right. So dice are out. Trying to set a point. Look at that. This can happen, and I'm glad it's happening in this particular version of where we are in part 4. It's another come out loser, because it could bring us into the part about talking about, let me put my roll tracker back up there. It'll bring us into the part about talking about hedging. But anyway, so there's a quarter. So we're $50 out of our $300 bankroll. And yes, this did happen to me early on. Just because we're ahead out of three trips to the casino doesn't mean that we can't have a day like this. So there we have another come out 7. Oops, I think I put the third 7 in there, did I not? I did. We'll fix that in a second, guys. And we're off to a bad start. That's $50 in 3 rolls, not even established a point yet, out of our bankroll. All right, so maybe in part 4, we may not get to what I want to show you in part 4. Dice are out. Look at that. This can happen. A third come out 7. And I was watching somebody's YouTube channel, I don't remember whose it was. They had 5 come out 7s, although they weren't specifically playing the don't. It does happen. Here's a perfect example. We've had 5 rolls, 4 come out 7s, and a 12. And we are $75 down from our $300 bankroll. Could change things up how we're going to play, or whether we quit and come back another day. I was going to make a point a second ago and about the come out 12. The come out 7s. But we're trying to set a point. Dice are out. Finally, we get a point, and a good one at that. Now, hopefully we can take advantage of this. We have our green dice. We have a 4. Still have never rolled a 10 yet. Green dice and a 4 as a point on the don't equal a green light special. Doesn't matter what color dice it is, I just said that. My friend Big AZ calls them green light specials. So that is a hard 4. Just making sure my roll tracker software is staying up to date. Now, we've already lost $75. It's going to be real hard for us to recoup this, but we're going to try to recover the money in a roll, because if not, we're done for today. And that can happen. All right. Starting out the same way we did before. And I just realized that I did not put up my $3 on the all tall small each time the 7 hit. I'm not going to put it out there, so we're off the all tall small this time. I need odds down here. If I put this 100 down here to win 50, it's probably, I'm not saying this early in playing the don'ts I would do that, because I would be really worried about being broke on the first go round. Typically I would make it 80. We're going to make it 100 just for the sake of showing what can happen. If we get knocked off on the 4, our day is over with. If we hit a 7, we're not going to make a whole lot of money here. As you see here, we have 66 out. We will win 75. Let's just see what happens. Maybe we'll get on a long roll similar to what we did in part 3, which we only did 2 shooters because we had such a long roll on that second shooter. Dice are out. There's a 5-3-8. 5-3-8, okay. Remember from the last parts of the video, I never pressed unless I hit a field, or I had more than, was winning more than 30, or winning 35 or more on the box hits. So we're going to win 21, we're going to lose 15. It's a $6 winner, no press. All right. So this part 4 may turn into what goes wrong with the don't. But let's see if we can recover. Dice are out. Up. There's a 7. Very short roll. Several come out 7s. This can happen. All right. So I'm not going to do what I've done in the previous videos and show you these chips that I saw go way off the table and say, why whine, whine? But what we are going to do is win 25 on the flat and 50 on our odds. So there's 200. $232. As you can see, we are out because we weren't able to capitalize on this green light special 4 with more than 1 roll. But we didn't lose 66. All right, maybe that philosophy will make sense to you. All right, $3 on the all tall small. That's my change. We'll be coming out. Shooter two. Shooter two stepping up. Dice are out. Here's an 8. The point's going to be 8. Once again, it's an inside number that we don't like to specifically play against. I need to get some red guys. Some change here. Different videos from part 1, 2, and 3, that's for sure. But this is what can happen. All right, so we're going back to the iron cross again. And hopefully we'll have a little bit longer rolls, because the goal here will be to break even at this particular moment. 3 shooters is going to be hard, but that will be the goal in these 3 shooters. We'll see what happens. Dice are out. Oh, I forgot my odds. I would have 18 in odds on the 8. I do need change for 4 more, and that's a 549 in case you can't see it on the screen. I would have 18 to win 15 down here. All right. So that's a 9. That is a field bet. I mean a field winner. So what do we do with the field winner? We press. 20 now on the 5. 24 now on the 6. Field stays at 15. All right, dice are out. Up against the wall, it's a 3, 4, a 3, 1, 4. 3, 1, 4. It's a field winner. What do we do with the field winner? We press. All right. We're at 25 and 30. I think this time, just in case we do get lucky, I'm going to make it right like the dealer would make right. But you know what I didn't do, guys? That was a 4. I don't know if I took the 15 on the 8. At this point, I'm not going to worry about it, but I am going to make this right. Color this up like a dealer would, because if we get a long roll in here, it'll be easier for me to look at the chips and figure out the wins. Okay, so dice are out. There's another field winner 9, 5, 4, need a 9. It's a field winner. What do we do? You got it. We press. Now, if you take a look at what we're doing here, it's 36 on the 8, 30 on the 5. These are wins. You know, we've got 15 in our rack. We started out with the exposure not quite even, but close enough. And now we've kind of tipped the scales. Yes, we do have a lot more out here if the 7 comes, and we're not going to win as much back here. But as long as these, either the field numbers keep hitting or we hit the box numbers before the point of 8, one or the other is going to happen. The 0.7 out is going to come before the 8, or the 8 is going to come before the 0.7 out. We want to get a couple more field hits. And this is going to be a point where you're going to see me run a come progression out here as well, and I'll explain that to you in a minute, as well as regression on those bets. Dice are out as long as we don't hit. There's a 6. I didn't want to say the S word for the point S out, or I didn't want to say the number 8 because I want to be able to show at least this part of it. All right, so we have 36 on the 6, and that's a hard 6. That is going to pay us $42. And remember, before I would never press on the field hit now that I was making money. But what's going to happen here is $42. We're going to lose the field. We're going to come back out in the field for 15. This would go over into our bank, all right, for a win. And now I'm going to, because my table is a minimum $15 table, we'll put a $15 come progression out there. The 7 comes now. It pays there. That would take care of that loss. I would get paid $40 here, and although we have more than 40 up there, we have it covered over here. So we're on the right side of this shooter at the moment. We just need him to shoot a couple more numbers without making the point or the PSO. Dice are out, but because of the numbers that are out there, that can happen. That's a 4. It's a 3-1-4. 15 in the field. And I never took odds on my come progression until later on. All right, so that's a 4 goes to the come. The 4 is going to pay us 15. Okay, we would think that would be a win, and we think we would press. But remember, early on, I was afraid to get above that level. One more come progression. Okay, dice are out. And there's the 4-3.7 out. Now, this is a good example of what happens with the come progression. Let's just see where we stand on money when we get done here. We didn't make a lot of money back. I know we're going to lose this. That's going to pay there. And we're going to, yes, I'll show you again. We're going to lose that money. Let's see where we stand going into shooter 2, shooter 3. All right, so we're going to win $40, 25 on the flat, 40 on the odds. And what did we win over here? We won 42, and we won our field bet back, or the come bet, whatever you want to say, because the come wins on the 7 and the 11. So that all goes over here to the rack. Let's see how close we are, guys, to being almost back to even. I'm going to say that we were real close, if not above it. There's 200. We're close. Yeah, I thought we'd be closer than that. It's 280 or $20 out after taking those tremendous hits on the come out 7s and the couple points, or the 1 point that we hit. $20 out. $20 out. It doesn't seem like a lot to you, but playing the other way, pressing up, you saw when I held my chip hand out here with the pass line bet and your odds, you would have lost that. Okay, going on to shooter number 3. All right, we're coming out. Dice are out. Oh, I did have my come bet out there. That's a hard 10. The point's going to be a hard 10, and that is the first 10 we rolled in all four series. I think that's the last number for us to hit in the 4 series. We never hit a 10. We've hit every other number in the 4 parts. So the point's going to be 10. Green light special again. We're going to play it very similar to the way we played it before. We will have any whites. I didn't take my all tall small then either, guys. I would have, but I'm not on the all tall small this time because I didn't put it out there. 5 whites. All right, so we got 66 in play, 25 down there, trying to recuperate and recover. I don't know why I always use the word recuperate. Since I did, typically I would have done 80 in the past. I only made $10 more. I'm going to put the 100 out here, and that'll win us 50. So we have 75 against 66 at the moment. Okay? All right, so the point is 10. Dice are out. Here's a 3-2-5. 3-2-5. Now that's a box hit. It's going to be a $6 winner because we got to cover. We got to cover the 15. Once I get $15 and win, it goes into the come. I get at least 2 come started. Depending on the length of the roll, we might mix in with a don't come. It depends on whether we hit what we hit. Okay, so it's a 5. Dice are out. There's a 3. It's a field winner. And in this case, we would be pressing. It's a field winner. Okay, so we're going to press the 6 and the 8. I'm going to borrow 2 1s from over here. Now the 6 and 8 are at 24. The 5 is still at 15. Now look, guys, 1 more hit, we'll be into the come progression. All right, maybe all this is making sense if you watched all 4 parts. I need to start advancing a little faster, and moving up because you're probably bored with these. But if you're a new player or somebody doesn't understand the don'ts, maybe this is making sense to you. Dice are out. Back-to-back AC-doocy. Now, what happened with the AC-doocy? We win $15. We do have to press. In this case, I'm only going to press the 5 because I want to come out here with a $15 come. Okay? So only the 5. That made my come bet up. If the 0.7 out comes, I win here, lose there, win here. If the 10 comes, I lose here, roll continues. The come will become a new point, more or less, for the come side. Dice are out. It was a funky bounce. That's a 6-5 yo. All right, so what happens? It's a double winner. You win on the 7 and 11 on the come. We win 15 there and 15 there. So this will allow us to press each one of these. This goes over in the win column. 25, 30, and 30. We're going to make that right so that it looks right just in case we get on this long roll. 25, 30, and 30. We will take this out of play. That is part of the power of playing the come, although it can come back to bite you in the butt if you run too many comes. Look at our rack over here, guys. We only have 75 out of 300. Look what's in play. All right. Put the yo in there. Dice are out. There's a 4-1-5. And I will add that it took me a long time to realize the longer this roll goes on, the higher the probability that we're going to get hit on our 10 and lose that. But right now, at that time I didn't know that. So that's a 5, and that's going to pay us 35. I'm going to, I'll show you what's going to happen. I'm going to pay myself in reds. It's 35. Okay, so this is going to travel. I don't take odds. Yes, I understand I had more on the than the 25 pays me. I'm going to take the 25 down. It's going to go back in our bank. The 15 goes back into the come for, we want 2 come progressions. Guess what we're going to do? I got to get change for, that's a win. I got to get change for a red. All right. Okay, so now we're at 36 and 36. Yes, we did drop back to 5 on the 15, but if the 0.7 out comes, that's a wash, so we don't lose it like we would have lost the quarter. So it all depends on how you look at it. So the roll continues. Dice out. There's a hard 8. Hard 8. We have 36. It's going to pay us 42. 42. Now watch what happens here. I didn't learn about the odds. Okay, we're going to lose this in the field, just so you can see this right. We're going to win 42. Okay, this travels to the 8. The dealer would say any odds, and I would say no, not understanding what that really meant. I would take this back, and this goes into my rack. Okay, this is our win. I have 2 come progressions out there. I have to put the 15 back in the field. I stopped at 2 come progressions, and I didn't do this because I knew to do this. I had watched several YouTube videos of people that played the don't with a come progression, and they sort of held up at this point. Whether I'll incorporate the don't come at this point, I don't know, because this roll is continuing on. This will be the 8th roll of this shooter coming up, so we're in that era of when the 0.7 out could come, and right now I don't have any protection against, because I don't have a come bet out here, but we banked the 36 and dropped it down to 15. I know that doesn't seem rational to you, but this is how I learned to play the progression to get to where I am today. Dice out, and there's the 0.7 out. Had I run another come progression, it would have been a wash on one of those come bets, but it wasn't. So let's take a look. So we're going to lose this. Okay, I've been showing it to you. And we are going to win 75. 25 on the flat, 50 on the odds. All right, let's put it all together and see where we stand. Maybe we may do one more shooter in this video. All right, there's 300. Remember, we took a tremendous hit in the beginning by having there's 50, back to back to back come out sevens. There's, well, it will be 50. There's 50. Okay, well, we're just going to make that 100. We're at $402. $402, and we are 25 minutes into this roll. Let's go one more shooter. One more shooter, just so you can see that you can recover from the don't, the power of the don't. If I had been putting the field line bets out there with those pass line bets on the short rolls that we've had here, you would have won a little money and you would have lost it. With this don't side, we're covering ourselves, playing smart on the iron cross with the don't. We're not making a lot of money, but at a $300 buy-in, we should pack up and leave. But we're going to play one more shooter just because of how we got into part 4 with the come and the don't come. And there's some difference of opinion of, do you run the don't come first so you can establish another win on the 7, or do you run, I'm gonna come out on the ATS this time, guys, $3. Or do you run the come progression first? Some people rotate them. I don't think there's any rhyme or reason that I've seen for that purpose. Wow, another full house, guys. I know I do this. 3's full of 4s. All right, so we're coming out. No hedge. Dice are out. It's a 5, 4, 9. The point is going to be 9. Now, when the point's 9, we're risking a little bit more because we're still running the iron cross. I need to get some change. I'm going to get 10 red. All right. So now, there's our 66 with the 9. We'll come up with 30 to win 20. We're not totally covered. It's one of the things I talk about being your exposure. We're not totally covered. We are ahead, but we're not at that comfortability point where we've been playing this that long to increase our odds. I don't think I would at this point. We've just started incorporating the come, and we haven't done the don't come yet. So if we win here, it's a $45 win. We have 66 out there, so we're counting on at least 2 hits to bring us closer to equal on the exposure. With raising our bets with hitting the field, sometimes that's where you're not paying attention to your exposure, and we start rolling into maybe not pressing the full field, maybe only pressing one number. All right, dice are out. And we come right back with a 5, 4, 9 point hit. All right, so if you think about that, it's a $15 winner here, and it's a $55 loser here. I'm not too worried about it. That would take us into another shooter, which, since we've gone this far, we're not at the 30-minute mark. Let's take the field up, because we wouldn't keep that bet out there, and we'll go one more shooter. And whatever happens here, happens here. Going to come with 111 on the all tall small. All right, 25 on the don't again. All right, dice are out, coming out. Aces, we like aces. That's like payday with no work. Get a quarter, it's our first hit. That's where I think where Jacob from Wager Me This talks about the difference of hitting the come out 7 and the 11 for 7 chances to lose here versus the number of wins that you can win on this. The odds aren't there, but just the way he words it makes sense in my mind. He doesn't worry about it playing certain levels, and that kind of ingrained in my brain how I did it. All right, still trying to come out. There's an 8. The point's going to be 8. Okay, we're going to go right back to the same style of play. The 8 will become the point. We'll take the 15, we'll take the 18 down, we'll take the 15 into the field. And could have put 18 in odds is where I've been staying here. We're going to stay here with this, guys, because eventually I actually go 2 times odds on the 6 and the 8 most of the time. Dice are out. I thought that was an 8. That's a 5, 4, 9. It's going to be a field winner. Okay, field winner. We're going to just press. We're just going to press the 6. For some reason, that should be 18. That should be 24, and I didn't have that on there, guys. Give me 1 second to make some change. Oh, I took it off of the. I'm a dummy. We got 24. We have 24 on the 6, 15 on the 8. We have 15 still in the field. Now, the reason why I only pressed the 1 is because I want to be able to save enough money, bank some money to get into the come progression on the next win. Dice are out. Here's 12s. It's a midnight boxcar. I don't know why I said 12s as in plural. Boxcars, midnight, whatever you want to call it. Double the bubble. It's a $30 win. And that puts us in good shape to start our come progression. All right, so we're going to press the 5. 15 in the come. We're banking the 10. All right. Dice are out. There's an 8, point hit, same roller. We're going to lose our 43 here and the 15 in the field. Just give me 1 second, you'll see what's going to happen. In the early days, I would cringe. All right, there's the 8. Come back out here with the 25 in the don't. That was an 8 hit. All right. We're coming out again. We're off on the 5 and the 6. The 8 would be in play. Dice are out. And there's a 5, 6 yo, which really hurts our profitability of exceeding to go to 1 more shooter. All right. It's a loser. It's a come out 11. Still trying to establish a point. Why? Did I do something wrong here, guys? Because I show a point of 8. Did I enter the 8 twice? I don't think that's right. So if it is, we're just going to play like it was, and I'm going to put the 11 in after the point of 8 was made. Let's see if that changes it up on the roll tracker. There we go. All right, I'll fix it on this next roll. Whatever happens here. Dice are out. Back-to-back 11s. I jinxed myself. All right, guys, now we're into the profitability of what we made. But then again, the part of the series is to learn about how to play the don'ts, why it's important to understand that it's an option that you have at the table, especially on a cold table, if you can call that. I don't believe in cold, hot. Dice have no memory. Dice influencers that are good, dice might have memory. But the average roller, I think I saw something on the internet, there was 20 million craps players, not 20 million, there was, let's just say 200,000 craps players, don't understand it, 100 do. Anyway, that's whole nother subject. All right, so we've taken a couple hits here, again, on the come outs, coming out. And the point is going to be a 4-1-5. All right, 4-1-5. Now, we have that already up there established as a come. That will serve as part of our iron cross. We'll take the 20 here that we had gone up to, drop it down to 15, and start the progression over. We're leaving the 24 on the 6. So the point is going to be, we have back-to-back 11s, did we not? Yes, we did. The point is going to be 5. All right, so am I forgetting something? Oh, my odds. Going to put 30 in odds to win 20. All right, dice are out. And there's a 6, 5-1-6. All right, now notice we didn't put a come progression out. It's a 6. It's a field loser. We have 24. We're going to win 28. We're going to put our 15 back out here. And I just did it this way, guys. I never added odds. Early on, I didn't understand it, what was going on. So I'm going to take this. That's now at 30. That's our 4th win. Let's go ahead and make this right. The dealer would color that up. I just want to make sure you see this, because we're going to, on the next win, we'll come back out with a come progression. All right, dice are out. No, we're not. 0.7 out. That'll be the end of this video. In any event, guys, you're going to see where we're going to wind up. If we're lucky to be ahead, I would be surprised, but we didn't lose our $300. Once again, that's what we're losing on the come out. We'll add it all up and see where we are. Playing the light side with what's happened today, I don't think we would have been a winner at all. And that's what happened to me when I started playing. We got to get paid 25 and 20. Okay, 25 on the flat and 20 on the odds. So let's add it up and see where we are. These are white. These are all red. These are green. We're going to have close to 300 in green, but we're not going to be there. Oh, no, we're not. 225. 300. $316. $16 winner. Guys, that's a win. After everything we struggled through with those come out 11s, those 7s, the back-to-back 7s, hitting the point at least 2 times, to be even or up, I think that speaks volumes for the power of the don't. I realize it's only $16. I understand that. This is how I learned and why I learned to play the don'ts. We moved into the come progression. We didn't get to rotate between the don't and the come. That'll come in part 5. Anyway, guys, this is Jeff from Mid-Atlantic Craps. I appreciate it if you would click the like button and subscribe if you haven't hit the red subscribe button. Until next time, be safe and play smart.